Okay, now the recording started. Um, so, good morning, everyone. So basically, for today, we will try to see three layer that we have seven. Always have seven layer, right? So usually for network engineer, we always focus on the first, second data link layer, network layer, and the transport layer. So for the upper layer like layer 5, layer 6, and layer 7, we don't usually focus on that. Because usually the focus group is usually the application team. Okay, it's related to also to the network engineer, but for this 5, 6, and 7 more, the focus group is more on uh, the application team. Okay. So, but we need to know. So when you guys enter this job, so you guys have some information on on this particular uh, uh, topic. Okay. So for today, we'll be discussing an important layer of the OS model. The session layer. Okay, session layer nombor apa? Session layer is number 5. So yang bawah physical, nombor 2 data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, presentation layer, and then atas sekali application layer. So you guys patutnya boleh hafal lah, dapat dan tahu sikit terms untuk terms dan protokol untuk each layer. So for the fifth layer, the session layer plays a vital role in establishing and managing the to manage and terminating sessions or connections between network devices. So to ensure reliable communication communication between the sender and receiver. So let's dive deeper into this session layer and explore its function and purpose. Apakah fungsi dan tujuan layer 5 ni kan? So the session layer provides synchronization and coordination between communicating device. So it establish a logical connection. So logical apa maksudnya? Basically 0 1 lah, binary lah. Maintains it during the communication session and ensure proper termination when the session is complete. So without this layer, our communication would lack organization and consistency. So now let's take a look at some examples of protocols that operate at the session layer. So bila kita cakap saya macam saya kata, apakah protokol untuk particular each layer. So net BIOS, PPTP, and RTP are few notable protocols at this layer. So these protocols facilitate session establishment, management, and termination. So allowing devices to communicate effectively. So speaking of responsibilities, tanggung jawab dia, the session layer has several crucial tasks. First and foremost, it is responsible for session establishment. So ensuring that connections are properly set up between devices. So it also handles session management, overseeing the ongoing session and managing session checkpoints for recovery in case of failures. So synchronization is another key responsibility of the session layer, ensuring that data is transmitted in a synchronized manner between devices. So in addition to session establishment and management, the session layer offers some features and session multiplexing enables multiple sessions to be established between two devices simultaneously, so increasing efficiency of communication. So synchronization ensures that the data is transmitted in orderly and coordinate fashion. So tak adalah jumble lah. So lastly, recovery uh, mechanism. So recovery mechanism come into play when session interrupted, so helping to resume the session seamlessly. So, and the session layer forms a crucial bridge between the transport layer below and the presentation layer above. It ensures that communication flows smoothly and allowing for reliable and efficient data transmission. So now that we have a good understanding of the session layer, let's dive into the process of connection establishment at this layer. So the connection establishment process at the session layer is crucial for establishing a reliable and efficient connection between the devices. It involves a series of message exchange between the sender and receiver, known as a three-way handshake. Famous kan? Sebelum ni pun cerita. So this handshake allows the devices to agree on session parameters and confirm their readiness for data transmission. So one of the key rules of the session layer during connection establishment is negotiating session parameters. This includes important aspects such as session timeout values, which determine how long a session can remain inactive before being terminated. So the session layer also negotiates the data transfer mode, whether it's simplex, one-way communication, half duplex, two-way communication, but only one device can transmit at a time, or full duplex, simultaneous two-way communication. So additionally, the session layer handles the negotiation of flow control mechanism to ensure smooth data flow between devices. So reliable communication is a fundamental aspect of the session layer responsibilities. So it actively handles error detection and recovery mechanisms. So if any packets are lost or corrupted during transmission, the session layer detects these errors and initiate retransmission of the lost packets. This ensures that data is reliably delivered to the intended recipient. And the session layer also handles recovery from connection interruptions, such as network failures or sudden disconnection. So it plays a vital role in resuming interrupted sessions once the network becomes available again. So now let's explore some examples of session layer protocols. The two notable protocols operating at this layer are SSL or TLS, or Secure Socket Layer, Transport Layer Security, and SSH. So macam saya kata lah, this layer selalunya application team lah. Kalau kalau dekat industri dia akan ada application yang dia guna sama ada dia orang punya atau vendor punya. So application team ni maksudnya orang yang jaga application tu lah. So team yang jaga application tu dia akan saya tengok banyaklah macam dia macam ada certificate lah untuk this ni. So dia kena update every year ke every quarter ke semuanya. So this certificate ni so dia akan uh, update lah setiap tahun. Okey. So update dia kat mana? Update ni dalam session layer lah. And these protocols focus on providing secure session establishment and encryption for secure communication. So they ensure that the connection is established securely and that data is transmitted over the session remains confidentially and protected from unauthorized access. So by understanding the connection establishment process, the session layer ensures that connections are established reliably, parameters are negotiated efficiently, and communication remains secure. So in the next slide, we will explore the role of the session layer in connection management. So on this slide, we will discuss on the session on connection management in the session layer. So let's explore the important responsibilities of the session layer in maintaining active connection. So connection management is a crucial aspect of the session layer. It involves monitoring the status of active connections, maintaining session state information, and handling various aspects related to connection maintenance. So one of the key responsibilities of the session layer in maintaining active connection is flow control. The session layer regulates the flow of the data between the sender and receiver to prevent overwhelming the receiver with large volume of data. So by implementing flow control mechanism, the session layer ensures that the data is transmitted at an optimal rate, balancing the capabilities of the sender and the receiver. So congestion avoidance is another vital responsibility of the session layer. It helps prevent network congestion by regulating the rate of data transmission. And the session layer carefully monitors network conditions and adjusts the transmission rate to avoid overwhelming the network with excessive data traffic. So maintaining session checkpoint is essential aspect of connection management. So the session layer keeps track of session checkpoints, allowing for recovery in case of failures. So by periodically saving the state of the session layer enables resumption from a previously saved checkpoint. So reducing the impact of the session interruption. So session timeout is important consideration in connection management. It refers to the duration of inactivity after which session is terminated. And the session layer handles the session timeout, ensuring that inactive sessions are properly terminated. Additionally, the session layer manage reconnection attempts when a session is terminated due to a timeout or other reasons. So it allows devices to reconnect and resume the session seamlessly. Like any network layer, the session layer may encounter issues and require troubleshooting. And common issues include session dropouts, failed connection establishment, or improper session management. So troubleshooting techniques involve analyzing logs. So bila kita dalam bidang ni selalunya itulah kita sebab tu kamu punya aktiviti banyak selalu involve Wireshark, involve apa ni iPerf, WinPerf tu, and then simulating ni just untuk development lah. So kebanyakan kerja dalam industri yang awal-awal ni banyak pada monitoring and maintaining lah. So banyak pada nak kena tengok logs lah, what happen lah. So apabila kamu buat yang lab activities tu, uh, kita tengok macam mana logs network kat mana down dan sebagainya. So verifying session parameters and ensuring compatibility between the devices. So by addressing this issue, the session layer contributes to overall reliability and stability of network communication. So in conclusion, the session layer plays a vital role in connection management. It performs such as flow control, congestion avoidance, maintaining session checkpoint, and handling session timeouts. So in the next slide, we will explore the process of connection in the session layer. So in this slide, we will explore an important feature of the presentation, on the session layer, which is a connection termination. The session layer facilitates the graceful termination of connection by exchanging the termination messages and releasing allocated resources and ensure both ends of the connection are properly notified about the termination. Graceful shutdown and orderly closure of session. So shutdown pun dia ada dua lah. Satu forced shutdown bila kita tak boleh buat apa, then dia tak react, so kita force shutdown. So force shutdown sebenarnya last approach lah. Last approach bila dah kita tak boleh nak buat apa, then kita kena force shutdown. So dia tapi dia ada side effect lah. For graceful shutdown, so kita nak shutdown that machine, so dia akan buat proper termination of many things lah before they shut down properly. So the session layer ensure that both parties involved in the session are aware of the termination, allowing them to complete any pending operation before closing the connection. So selalunya dia akan make masa sebab dia akan make sure proses yang dia ada lagi tu properly disconnected. For handling abnormal session termination, in case of abnormal session termination, such as network failures or sudden disconnection, the session layer helps in recovering and resuming the session when the network becomes available again. The role of the session layer in session cleanup and resource release. The session layer release any allocated resources such as ports or buffers and perform necessary cleanup after the termination of a session. So impact of session termination or on higher layers. The termination of session at the session layer affects the higher layers transport, presentation, and application layer. So by notifying them about the termination, allowing them to handle any necessary actions or protocol. Okay. Okay, next is presentation layer, tapi kita akan sambung next time lah. So I think that's all for the session here. Anyone have question on these 4 slides? If not, let's stop here for our lecture and we prepare for midterm exam. exam, midterm test. Okay, hold on.